In the 5th century BC, in the heart of ancient Athens, a child was born into privilege and possibility. His name was Plato. Born around 427 BC to a distinguished and wealthy family, Plato seemed destined for a life in politics, an Athenian statesman, perhaps even a leader. But fate had other plans. For young Plato met a man who would change the course of his life forever, the philosopher Socrates. Socrates, with his probing questions and relentless search for truth, awakened in Plato a passion greater than politics. Instead of pursuing public office, Plato chose a different path, the life of a philosopher. Plato recorded his ideas in the form of dialogues, dramatic conversations where two or more characters explore deep questions about reality, virtue, knowledge, and the human soul. In these dialogues, Socrates stands at the center, not as a mere teacher, but as Plato's chosen voice. And yet a mystery remains. How much of Socrates' character reflects the historical man? And how much reflects Plato's own growing philosophy? Most scholars believe that Plato's earliest writings capture the real teachings of Socrates. But as time went on, Socrates became more of a literary figure, a guide through ideas that were increasingly Plato's own. Among those ideas was one of the most influential theories in Western thought, the theory of forms. Plato believed that beyond the physical world, we see lies a realm of perfect, immaterial forms, unchanging truths that our world merely imitates. Beauty, justice, equality, all imperfectly reflected in the everyday world, but perfectly themselves in the world of forms. Plato also held a striking view of human knowledge, that all knowledge is recollection. According to him, the soul existed long before it entered the body. In that earlier state, it knew the forms directly, without distraction. Learning, he said, is not discovering something new. It is remembering what the soul once knew. To understand human behavior, Plato divided the soul into 3 parts. The appetitive, driven by desires for pleasure. The spirited, drawn toward honor and courage. And the rational, seeking truth and understanding. In the Republic, Plato imagines a perfectly just city, structured just like the soul. Each part, or each class of citizens, has its role. Harmony comes when each part performs its function, and when reason leads the way. Though Plato rarely speaks of himself in his writings, he appears quietly in one dialogue, the Apology, the story of Socrates' trial and execution. He says nothing, yet his presence signals that he stood witness to the event that shaped his life's mission. Plato would go on to teach many students, including one who would become a giant in his own right, Aristotle. More than 2,000 years later, Plato's ideas continue to shape philosophy, politics, psychology, and the way we think about reality itself. His legacy endures, an invitation to question, to wonder, and to seek the truth behind the world we see. Do you want to be the most knowledgeable person in the room? Please like a post and follow me.